Good evening, parents. When you have a child, it is natural to have ideas of what characteristics you want your child to have. For example, some of you may want a boy, some may want a girl. What everyone hopes to have is a healthy baby. Autism strikes 1 in every 68 children. Autism occurs more in boys than girls. So the question is, what is autism? Autism or autism spectrum disorder is a neurological and developmental disorder that begins early in childhood and lasts throughout a person's life. There are 4 main symptoms of autism: behavioral, developmental, cognitive, and sociological. The first symptom I would like to talk about is behavioral. Behavioral symptoms can be inappropriate social interaction, compulsive behaviors, repetitive movements or words, and impulsive behavior, and impulsive behavior. Children with autism may also try to self-harm themselves or harm others. Children may disrobe or touch their private areas while in public. Children may say the same thing over and over again, even if you tell them you understand what they're saying or acknowledge them. The second symptom is developmental. It is a learning disability and or speech impairment in children. Many children learn 1 or 2 words by the age of 1. They also recognize when someone is calling their name. Children with autism usually don't speak or are nonverbal at that age, and rarely is responsive to when someone's calling them. Many learn to communicate by pictures, signs, and or speech devices throughout their lives. The third symptom to look for is cognitive. It is defined as the mental process knowing, including aspects such as awareness, perception, reasoning, and judgment. In children with autism, they tend to lack the judgment or reasoning skills that normal kids their age would have. A study in 2010 found that cognitive skills vary among individuals and could improve over time. The fourth symptom is psychological. It is the impairment of social interaction. At times, a child with autism will be standoffish. They would tend to want to be by themselves, not interact with others. Nonverbal, they don't know how to communicate, so therefore they wouldn't want to be around anyone. They also may have anxiety issues, phobias, and panic attacks because of that communication problem. Some are even diagnosed with ADHD. Now, I have given you the symptoms of autism: behavioral, developmental, cognitive, and psychological. There are other signs that you can look for, but those are the 4 main ones. If you ever feel as though your son or daughter may have some of those symptoms or may be lacking in skills or may not be developed uh, developed intellectually or verbally as fast as you think, please go to your physician, to your pediatrician, and tell them as soon as possible, have your child get checked. The sooner that they get diagnosed whatever the problem is, the faster they'll be able to help you treat and hopefully give them a better way of life. Thank you, and have a good night.